Okay.
Yeah.
So I wanna tell our listeners something. Why are we talking about the impression share? I used to say until a few weeks ago that there are two magic bullets for success on Amazon. One of them is the conversion rate, the other is the click-through rate.
Yeah.
But in fact, they are secondary, in my opinion, to the brand impression share. Because by increasing your brand impression share, that's where the scale is, right? Because it doesn't matter if your conversion rate goes up, let's say 30%. Very hard, but imagine 30%. All you are doing is it makes a huge difference to the bottom line, but at the end of the day, your audience that you are converting from is the same audience. But what the impression share does is it grows the size of that audience, right? So think about this. If you are converting at 20% and it's fairly consistent, you make that 20%, 30%. It's going to be a big effort. But if you increase the size of the pie that comes to your product page, that's already a huge deal. And that comes from the impression share, right? So that's why
absolutely.
It's so important. And frankly, it is more important than conversion and click-through. Would you agree?
Ooh. I don't know if I would 100% agree, but it definitely, if you're able to get a lot of impressions, I think it's a very good indicator that you're going after not just the like ultra niche search terms and owning an ultra niche search term. You're actually starting to get traction on the, coveted like top level queries that happen on Amazon where, the saturation of brands who are competing for those, your search impression share on a top level keyword might be a fraction of a percent, whereas something that's a little bit more niche or specific to your type of brand could be, all the way up to 80 or 90%.
Right.
So yeah, I think it depends. It's not a great analogy, but people, there's, people who always say, would you rather have 10% of $100 million piece of pie, or would you rather have like 100% of a $10,000 piece of pie? And you're like, well, or pie, and it's like, well,
Yeah, yeah.
it depends.
Well,
Do you want to be a big fish in a small sea, or a small
yeah.
fish in a big
Well,
sea?
my approach is this. So first of all, like I said, it's two magic bullets,
Yeah,
but now we have this third one. So
for sure.
you can have 50% brand impression share, but if your click-through rate is low, it's not going to mean anything, right? So
Yeah,
frankly, Amazon won't let that happen, because unless your click-through is high, they're not going to give you more and more impressions. So the next thing would be the click-through rate. So if you work on these methodically, where you target specific to keywords, so these keywords I want to own, I want to get the highest impression share, I want to get the highest click-through rate, and I want to get the highest cut ad and purchase rate, then that's basically brick by brick, you're building this whole, if you like, foundation to generate revenues. But when you do this, then that impression share goes up a tiny percent. When you have millions of people every day looking at it, that's where the scale is. That's what excites me.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And yeah, that's a super great call out.